Hi everybody, it's Meg from Books Off the Beaten Path, and it is time for your early morning book review. And this morning the book we will be reviewing is At Bertram's Hotel by Agatha Christie. Now this was my first Miss Marple, and I admit when I got started on it that I was a little bit disappointed because she's not in it that much. At least at the beginning, she's not in it that much. But I have to say that Aggie, dear Aggie, when I got to the end, bam. I mean, Miss Marple just stole the show. She really did. So in this book, it centers around Bertram's Hotel, which is this perfect little hotel in London for kind of, expensive seeking Americans, for the more sophisticated classes, and for old dowager ladies and everything like that. But there's something just a little too perfect about it that Miss Marple picks up on really, really early. I mean, it is just too perfect. Nothing is this perfect. And then we've got the story of Elvira and Lady Sedgwick. And Lady Sedgwick is estranged from her daughter Elvira, and we've got all of that going on. And then we have the race car driver. Now, the race car driver, I have to find his name here because we never said his first name or his last name. We only said both names together, and it was just a ludicrous name. Oh, where is it? I should have marked this. I should have marked this. Well, but I think it's like Lunderskow Malandowski, and it's something like that. And they're like, have you seen Lunderskow Malandowski? No, I haven't. Where's Lunderskow Malandowski? Like, they never say Lunderskow, and they never say Mr. Malandowski. They always say his full name, which is just a ridiculous full name. We also have in here Canon Pennyweather, who for a long time I thought he was the villain. Canon Pennyweather is a character who is a member of the clergy. He's very absent-minded. He's so absent-minded that I think in this day and age we would say he had dementia, or at least the beginning signs of dementia. Maybe they didn't think about it back then. This book was written in the 60s. I think it was in the early 60s. Let's see if I can get a copyright date. 1965. But I mean, he doesn't know where he's been half the time. He doesn't know where he's going. Anyway, so Canon Pennyweather is another character in this novel who they really give you a lot of red herrings on Canon Pennyweather. And I probably shouldn't have said that if you're going to read it, but I screwed up now. So now it's ruined for you because of me. Sorry about that. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars, and that was the ending of it, because up to then I was giving it a 3, because I was like, and that's the brilliance of Agatha Christie, is that you didn't think anything was happening. You didn't think anything was going on, but there was so much going on underneath the surface. And that when you finally got there, you were like, oh my God, how come I didn't see that? And how come I didn't recognize that? It was right there in front of me the whole time. So at Bertram's Hotel, I would highly recommend. Okay, so moving on. Last night I couldn't go to sleep, so I got up and I started The Book of Cold Cases by Simone St. James, who's one of my favorite authors. And I'll tell you a story. The reason that she's one of my favorite authors, I'll hold the book up again, is because I wrote to her once. You know, authors have websites and everything like that, and I wrote her an email asking advice about a story I was writing, and she wrote me back and gave me some advice, and it was really, woo, my little heart just fluttered. But anyway, in this one, we are following Shay. And Shay has had something bad happen to her in the past. We know that she's been victimized by someone, and the person that she's been victimized is up for parole in 6 months when the book opens. We also know that there have been a series of murders years ago in the 60s that have never been solved. And she has this website called The Book of Cold Cases. And she gets on there and they talk about cold cases like JonBenet Ramsey, who's one of my favorites, and all sorts of different cold cases and everything. So she gets the chance to interview the woman who was at the center of this murder trial in the 60s, but she was acquitted of the murders. And I just got the slightest peek about her life. And her name is Beth, and Beth has got some creepy stuff going on in her house. She has got some really scary stuff going on in her house, and I can't wait to read the rest of it. I'm just a little ways into it, but it's going to be a page turner. So taking a break from vintage just for a couple of weeks, maybe even 10 days, not even a couple of weeks, because I have a feeling I'll finish this pretty quickly. Anyway, that's my early morning that is my early morning book review. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Leave me a comment. It really does help the channel. And thank you so much. And I hope you guys have a glorious Friday.